Hello dear kids, welcome back to your English e-learning class where today we are again going to deal with some grammar chapters and our topics will be pronouns and articles. So let us begin with chapter number 11, pronouns. In your previous classes kids, you have already learned what are pronouns. Let us revise what are pronouns. Words that are used in place of a noun are called pronoun. Example, Samir is hungry. Samir is hungry. Samir wants dinner. Samir wants a burger. When I have read these three sentences back to back, again and again I was using Samir, which makes the sentence a little bit unusual and a bit different. So to avoid the repetition of the word Samir, what we can do is, Samir is a noun, we will replace it with a pronoun. So in the next three sentences, Samir is hungry, that means Samir is a person or a boy who is hungry. He wants dinner, he wants a burger. So what we did is, again and again, instead of repeating Samir, 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 we have used he in place of that. Now we are moving to different kinds of pronouns which we are going to learn in this class. So kids, starting with personal pronouns. Now different pronouns which are used to replace the names that are nouns. The first one is personal pronoun. That means the words, they are called so. Why are they called personal pronouns? Because they replace the nouns that refer to people or things. That means which are used for an individual. All the pronouns which are used in place of the names of or nouns of individual. That means persons. It also indicates the gender. That means just like by the name we recognize that Ram is male and Sita is female, with these personal pronouns also we come to know that one is male or one is female or a neuter gender. And number also. With these personal pronouns we also come to know the numbers. That means the noun is singular or plural. Okay. So in this box many personal pronouns are given in a sequence. We will read together: I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Now you can see that above from the starting, if we have started, so till it all were singular, and from we to they, last three are plural. Now one thing you have observed, that sometimes you is used as a singular and sometimes it is used as a plural. For example, I will say you have not finished your work. That can be for a single person, and I can say that you all have not finished your work. So that you can be used as a singular or as a plural. This thing is clear to everyone. So personal pronouns, they are used to replace the nouns that refer to people or things. Now we can see here that personal pronouns can be grouped into three persons. Now one slide is there on your screen. You all can see easily, it is very clearly said that who is the first person. You can see a kid studying with her mother, and their first person is the one who is speaking. That means the small little girl is speaking. So she is the first person, she is the speaker. Now who's the second person? Second person is the listener. Now who is listening to that small little girl? Her mother. So her mother became the listener. So she is the second person. Now this kid is talking about, you can see a bubble coming from her brain, and there is a picture of a teacher who is teaching in class. So now this girl is speaking about the teacher. So here the third person is about whom we are talking. So three people are there in the picture. First one is speaking. The speaker is the first person always. The listener is the second person always. And about who we discuss we discuss or we talk, that is, or the person is the third person. Okay, so now one more picture is there, the second picture, where you can see that first person are I and we, because I and we are talking, they are the speaker. Second person is the one who is listening. That listener can be singular or plural, so that is you. I may be talking to a single person or many persons, so second person will be you. Then third person will be he, she, it, they, about whom we are talking. So there are three persons, you came to know about them. Now kids, we need to learn that these personal pronouns are divided into subject pronouns and object pronouns. So pronouns like I, we, you, he, she, it and they usually act as the subject in a sentence. That means in the starting of the sentence, the one who is the doer of the action, we have learned while learning about subject and predicate. So these pronouns are called as subject pronouns. For example, she did not go to school. Now here she is the doer of the action. Whatever action is happening in a sentence, she is the doer. So here she is the personal pronoun used as the subject pronoun here. Now what are object pronouns then? Personal pronouns like me, us, you, her, his, it and them come in place of the object in a sentence. So they are called object pronoun. Example, my puppy is naughty, yet everyone likes it. So in it is replacing my puppy here as a pronoun, but it is used in the place of object where it is receiving the action. Everyone likes it. So this is the object pronoun. In the table also it is very clear, you can go through that which person singular is subject pronoun and which one is object pronoun. So kids, moving to our next pronoun, that is demonstrative pronoun. In our previous lectures we have learned about what are demonstratives. So what are demonstrative, kids? A pronoun is a pronoun that is used to point to something specific within a sentence. Demonstrative, they indicate something. So here whenever a pronoun is used to point out something specific in a sentence, then it is called a demonstrative pronoun. Now here there is a chart in which it is given that this is an apple. 4 pictures are there, 2 of singular, 2 of plural. Okay, so this is an apple. The apple is near to you and you are indicating with the finger this, pointing out. So here this will be the pronoun, demonstrative pronoun. Whereas that is an apple. So here that apple is far away. That is why we are indicating the apple which is far away. So we have used that. That is a demonstrative pronoun. The words this, that, these and those are called demonstrative pronouns. Like all pronouns, demonstrative pronouns come in the place of nouns. They are used in place of nouns. Now for plurals we have here, these are apples. Now there are so many apples, some are near, some are far. So for near ones we will use these, and for the apples which are far away we will use those. So this is clear that demonstratives are this, that, these, those, you know it. When we use it in place of a noun, they are used as demonstrative pronouns. Now kids, moving to the possessive pronouns. What are possessive pronouns? Possessive word shows possession. So let us start. Pronouns that show possession. Possession means, kids, belongingness. That if there is a notebook in your hand and it belongs to you, that means you are the possession holder of that book. It is yours. It is in your possession. Okay, so the pronouns that show possession, that show that something belongs to someone, are called possessive pronouns. They are used to indicate possession or ownership. Yes, this thing is mine. So they will show the possession or ownership. Example, this pen is my pen, not your pen. So in place of my pen, we can use this pen is mine, not yours. So this is showing possession. Mine is showing positive possession, whereas not yours is in this sentence showing negative possession. Okay, so subjective and objective, like I is subjective pronoun, me is objective pronoun, whereas possessive pronoun is my and mine. We is subjective, us is objective, but our and ours is possessive. You and you are subjective and objective pronoun, whereas your or yours, this thing is yours. So yours is used as a possessive pronoun. Now in the next we have he, him and his. He is used as subjective, objective is used as him, but for possessive we use his. In the same manner, subjective and objective are she and her, whereas the possessive is her and hers. And for they and them, we have their and theirs. I hope this was clear to you kids. If you have any problem related to any of the topics, you can ask me in the live session. Now moving to the last topic of this chapter, that is interrogative pronouns. What are interrogative pronouns? The words from interrogative itself we came to know that they ask question. So pronouns that are used to ask questions are called interrogative pronouns. In the picture you can see who, whom, whose, which, what. These words are used as interrogative pronouns. So example, who won the match? Who won the match? So it is used in place of a noun. They are interrogative pronoun. What is your telephone number? What? Which is your favorite film? Which? So this is clear to everyone that what are interrogative pronouns. The WH questions which are used to ask questions, the words, and they are used in place of a noun, are called as interrogative pronoun. I hope kids this chapter was clear to you all. Please go through your books exercises and the notebook content which we have sent. Try to complete it so that you can take out your doubts and ask me in the live session. Now kids, moving to our next topic, that is articles. This is a very easy chapter which you have learned in class 3rd as well as class 4th. So let us start. A, and the. These three are the main articles used in English language. Now where to use a and where to use an? Let us start. If a word begins with a consonant sound, we use a before it. Example, a poem, a story. If a word begins with a vowel sound, we use an before it. Example, an eggplant, an onion. Now moving forward, before moving further, let me revise that what are consonant sounds and what are vowel sounds. Before that, vowels are in English alphabet, there are 26 letters. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and consonants are other than A, E, I, O, U, the rest 21 alphabets. So vowel sounds, kids, I have told you in your previous classes also that vowel sounds are a, e, u, a, I, o, aha. That means the Hindi Varnamala, in that a to ah, these all are vowel sounds, and from ka to gya, ka, kha, ga, gha, nga, cha, cha, ja, jha, ya, these all are consonant sounds. So vowel sounds are a, e, whereas consonant sounds are ka, kha, ga, gha, anga. Okay, so now whenever we have to put a or an, the basic difference is this. That is why the words like honor, honest, are, they start with not H because H is silent there. They start with the sound O, and we use before them an instead of using a. Now kids, a and an are used with singular nouns. This is important, which you have to learn, that they are always used with a singular nouns. Never they are used with a plural noun. Example, we say a cat, a dog, an owl. We never say cats or dogs and elephants. No, this is wrong. So we use a and an with singular nouns only. Now a and an are used with common nouns that we use for the first time. Like my sister wore a long pink dress yesterday. Now this is used for the first time. That is why we have used here a. If we have already talked about this long pink dress, we can say that my sister wore it yesterday. But because we are using it for the first time, we will write a long pink dress. Now one important fact about a and an, about the use of a and an, is if an adjective comes before a noun, the rules for a and an remain the same. That means if we write an umbrella, because the starting sound of umbrella is a, whereas if we are writing dirty umbrella, then the starting sound of umbrella doesn't matter because we have written before umbrella dirty. So now what is the sound of that adjective used before noun will be counted. For example, a dirty umbrella, the sound is d, which is a consonant sound. So we will write a dirty umbrella, not an dirty umbrella. We say an honest man, because the word honest is an adjective and starting with an. Although if we will write for man, if we have to write, we will write a man, because the starting sound of man is m, whereas the starting sound of honest man is o. That's why we will write an over here. Now after a and an, kids, we will move to the use of the. We use the with nouns that have already been mentioned before. For example, a red car came to pick up my father. The car belonged to his friend. Now kids, you can see that in first sentence I have used a red car, and for the same red car I have used the car. Instead of writing a red car, I have used the car, because we are talking about the same car which we have mentioned in the first sentence. So it will be the car belonged to his friend. We also use the when we know who or what we mean. Example, the principal of our school. Now principal can be any principal, but when we have specified the, we know about whom we are talking. The driver of the red car. Now we know that which driver are we talking about. So we have written just the before it, because that is already known to the person whom we are talking. Now where to use we? Where to use the? We use the with sun, moon, sky and earth. That are the things which are unique in the universe. Example, the earth, the sun, the moon, the sky. We also use the before the names of rivers and famous buildings like the Ganga and the Taj Mahal. We will never say a Taj Mahal or Ganga. It will be the Taj Mahal, the Ganga. Where to use the? We use the with adjectives in the superlative degrees also. Example, Mount Everest is the highest mountain peak. So always when we are using the superlative degree, before that we have to use the. This is the tallest building in the city. So tallest is the superlative degree, so we have to use the before it. So with this, I'm going to end today's lecture, and we have also completed the syllabus of midterm. So it's a request to you all, start studying, start completing your notebooks, start preparing for your exams. Ask all your doubts in the live session.